Welcome to the exciting and new mini podcast. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
I'm Dana.
And that's not Mike Chamberlain. He was supposed to be here. He decided not to.
Call him out.
It's our mini, so we'll talk about. He was supposed to be here for something that was. It's a top secret. I won't tell anybody what it was. I didn't watch much this week. I watched Pixels for the first time because I had never seen it before.
Oh, the Adam Sandler
and it was
movie?
without commercials, so I was like, let me give this a shot because I like Hubert and I like Pac-Man and stuff like that. It could have been so much better, and it had Peter Dinklage in it. That's the only thing that made it fun. Him, and Kevin James was actually a little funny in it too. So.
Kevin James as the president is the most ridiculous thing about that movie.
Being the president is ridiculous, yeah. But
of all the ridiculous people,
I wish they had more
elected president.
It was fun that they had Centipede in it too. I thought that was fun. That was like the first game that they had to beat.
What was that on? I feel I just saw that
It was
recently
on one of
too.
the stars or something.
Yeah, I guess
like
I
that,
saw
I think.
that too over the last week or so.
And the other thing that I watched was the new Adam Sandler movie, Spaceman.
Oh, was it good?
Not really.
Oh, darn it.
Not
We
really.
watched.
I almost watched it.
We
this
were getting
weekend.
ready to watch. I was
Yeah.
like,
Let's
let's
watch
watch the
it.
trailer. And
It's the spider that I don't know what it is. It's a spider takes me out of it.
That's like the creature he's talking to or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's a giant spider.
Yeah.
It's like out of Star Wars. That spider that was in Jabba's palace that comes out when the door's closing. It's like
you mean the Bomar monk?
No idea what you're talking about.
But
That's what they're called.
give it a watch. It's done well.
I like Adam Sandler.
I like him as
the serious actor.
I do too. But what I was just saying, I'd like to see Adam Sandler direct himself in a serious role. I think that would be
Does he
interesting to see.
direct at all? Doesn't
Doesn't he do like those grown-ups movies? Doesn't he direct them?
I don't know.
I thought he did. Maybe I'm wrong if he
I don't know.
doesn't.
I don't
And those
remember
movies
him
that he puts
directing.
on Netflix.
Yeah, no one cares.
I think he directs those.
I think his kids direct those. They're just like, Daddy, do this thing. It's funny.
Yeah.
His last one was about a kid too. I
Yeah.
think.
You're
Oh,
not invited to my bat
Sweet
mitzvah.
16 or Bat Mitzvah. That's what it was. The Bat Mitzvah. I watched it.
Don't watch those.
I didn't watch it.
I watched it.
Yeah.
It was dumb Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I watched his a couple years ago. Mystery Boat.
The one with
What's it called? Mystery
Jennifer
Boat.
Aniston.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
like
part
the
two.
first one,
There was a
yeah.
part two
I
as
didn't
well.
see
Yeah.
the part two. I watched the first one
The
and it was
first
fine.
one was decent. Yeah.
Yeah.
They,
But-
Michelle and I watched the first one. We
They're good
liked
together
it.
Yeah.
too. That's a good cast. Good cast.
Yeah,
Him and
they've been
Aniston,
together
yeah.
before
Yeah.
too, and some movie they went.
Is that like the
To Africa.
breakup or the
No, they go on a
mixed, mixed up or he
No,
always like
Drew Barrymore was mixed up.
he always
wasn't
goes
she?
to an exotic location.
He went
'cause
to an
they
exotic
film
location,
on
yes.
location. He's
So
like,
he's taking,
"Oh."
he's taking a vacation with his
She's
family.
like his receptionist or his dental assistant.
and he usually gets a woman that's like not a step or two above his level.
She's like
but
a
like
19.
18
She's a 19 out of
levels
10.
above him.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
wearing sweats.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Because he had Brooklyn Decker in the one, and it's just like, dude, like that's not
Yeah.
even.
He did a couple with.
That was Billy Madison, right? He had Brooklyn Decker.
No, Billy Madison was. Who was Billy Madison? Oh, Mrs. Agassi or Pete Sampras' wife.
Yeah.
Pete Sampras' wife. Yeah.
I thought that was a Decker. I don't know why. Well, who am I thinking of Decker? I'm thinking of somebody else then.
I don't know.
Yeah, it escapes me. Who cares?
Pete Sampras locked that down because she was in Billy Madison, and then she was in Last Action Hero with Arnold.
Oh, so she hasn't done anything since?
Never to be seen again.
Yeah.
Married Pete Sampras, and he
Locking
said,
it up.
"You'll
Lock
never,
it down. That's
you will not be leaving the
Christine's favorite expression. Brian used to bring that one up all the time.
house." Locking it down.
So that's all I watched, minus the movie for this week. But I'll save that for later.
I also did not watch a lot. We went out Saturday. That always, when you go out Saturday, I
we
played
played
poker.
poker Saturday,
I knew I
yeah.
did something.
Yeah.
I thought I went to the casino. I get all that mixed up.
I went to the casino Sunday. That
But
was
when
me.
when I play poker or when something happens on a Saturday, that cuts down on all my watching of TV.
Yeah.
It does,
I think
yeah.
Friday when we got home, we just like watched Modern Family. We've been binging that because we never watched that before. And
Yeah, it's a fun
Oh,
binge,
really?
yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
that show is ridiculous.
It really is.
I watched it, yeah.
For me, it's Cam and Mitchell.
We were just
who
talking. We
are
were
just the
because
best.
the kids are now also watching it with us,
Yeah.
and we were discussing whether it was Cameron or Phil were the best two. We decided the in-laws, the
non-Pritchett's,
in-laws.
yeah.
Yes, Gloria, Cameron, and Phil were the
Yeah.
best three characters because
Gloria's
they are.
good in Griselda, if you get a chance
We
to watch
watched
that.
the first
Yeah.
3 or 4 of that.
should finish it. I think it was only 5 episodes.
Yeah, I don't know why we stopped. It was just one of those things that I think Michelle fell asleep during one, so I was like, as I'm watching, I'm like, fuck, I'm going to have to rewatch all this, so I'm not going to pay attention that much, and then we just lost where we were.
Like both of you with the curse. You didn't finish it.
You know what? When Logan was looking at for Modern Family today, he said, what's the show, the curse show? And Michelle was like, that's the Emma Stone show. Logan loves Emma Stone. He's like, oh. He's like, I watched like 2 of those episodes. He's like, I just don't care. I'm like, I think that's the biggest problem. Is like, you just don't care about any of those characters.
I started to care about him, man. It's rough, man. The way that ends is insane.
Yeah.
And there's a season 2. I can't wait.
Okay.
I don't know anybody else that's. I don't understand how they make all these shows that nobody watches. I'm not making fun of the curse. I'm just saying, like,
I'm saying the same thing. I don't know who
watches any shows anymore.
You see a show and you're like, how it has 3 seasons.
Yeah.
The first time you've ever heard of it, and season 3 is coming out.
Yeah,
how does
that happen? Yeah, that's weird too. Then like, I was like, new Netflix show. I'm going to check this out. 6th season. I'm like, oh
yeah.
You're like, wait, what?
They put it up on my thing for me to watch. I'm like, oh, this is new. And then I'm like, no, 1997. I'm like, what? I missed it that long ago.
I watched a movie this weekend because of that. So we kept seeing an ad on Netflix for a new movie with Robbie Amell and Stephen Amell or whatever.
Robbie. Oh, I know it. It's a
Code
sequel.
8.
It's in the top 10.
And it was the sequel.
It's part 2. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like,
I saw that. Yeah.
Tara's like, let's watch
10,
that because we like those actors from different things. And I was like, wait,
what
it says
from
part
Arrow
2
or something.
One's from Arrow. One is from.
Are they brothers?
This other show. They're cousins, I believe.
That was number 1 on Netflix, part 2.
Yeah.
And I went to look at it. I'm like, wait, I'm like, part 2? I'm like, what's this? And then I looked back and part 1 was like
2019.
But that was
part 2 is number 2 now, and part 1 is number 3, I believe.
We went back and we saw part 1. I'm like, oh, this is a sequel to a thing that we never saw.
It's been about 5 years ago, I think, the first one came out.
2019.
I saw that today.
So we went and we're like, oh, well, we can't watch part 2. So we watched part 1. And I didn't really want to finish it, but Tara did.
It probably came out the week of COVID, and everybody just forgot all about it. It's like, sorry.
So I'm not going to be watching part 2.
You're not going to watch 2?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't care how it ended the first time, so I don't care to see what happens to these characters now, type of situation. But I started a show Michelle told me to watch, which you guys will not give a shit about, called One Day.
Michelle told you to watch it, and we didn't watch it together?
There's no way. It's like
This must be poker night, Michelle.
It's like it's a series. It's these 2 people who meet on like a random July 15th, and then every episode is the next year's July 15th, and it takes you through their relationship. It's like a rom-com.
But they only meet on the one day?
No, you're only seeing their relationship on the one day. So
I thought it was like a serendipity type thing where they're just meeting on...
I thought it was going to be that too, and then... find out that they have relationships between these 2 time periods, but you're only seeing where they are on that day. I really like it. I don't think you guys would like it. It's definitely like romance.
Now I know why Michelle and I didn't watch it together, because she probably watched one of them.
And she read the book, and it was a movie before she saw the movie type of thing.
Michelle's always reading.
Yeah, what's wrong with her? And other than that, I saw that Avatar, the Airbender Avatar thing.
Logan's watching Netflix.
Yeah.
Logan's watching that.
So I want to watch that, but before that, I started the animated series. Yeah,
I've never watched the animated show.
So that came out in like 2007.
It is Daniel's favorite show in the history of television.
Really?
Daniel. Well, at that point, Daniel was being watched daycare wise by Michelle's sister Tara.
Yeah,
and they watched it together. And if you talk to Tara and Daniel together, it's like.
Yeah.
They watch
and they start talking about it, and Daniel talks about it all the time. And I think he saw the M. Night movie in the theater and was just like, I hope that guy dies of ball cancer. Like they made
a M. Night Shyamalan made a movie?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that. Well,
and it was terrible.
I asked Mario, and he's like, I watch that every day. I couldn't wait Saturdays for that one to come out. So I guess they're around that age when little young boys would be into that. But
How's Mario?
25.
Oh, so he's 2 years older than Daniel. Yeah.
So I watched the first of the animated one, which I thought was made in maybe Japan or whatever, but it's American.
It's definitely American. It definitely is in the style of Japanese anime.
I didn't know that.
Sure, yep.
So I watched the first episode. I'm going to watch it. There's not a lot, and there's like 20 minutes long. So unlike One Piece that had 1,000 episodes, I could probably finish this one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to watch that so that I can then watch the live action one.
Yeah, Logan is watching the live action. Daniel refuses. because he says, I'm done with live action.
Yeah.
Well, what if
He's like,
Logan says it's really good and here's
care.
that he won't watch it?
Like, Daniel's like, I'm done with live action.
Because Daniel watched the live action One Piece, right? Because he liked that too.
Did he watch that? And what was the other one? Cowboy Bebop? I don't think he watched the live action of that.
I tried Cowboy Bebop. I couldn't get into it.
Anime's...
I never going down that road.
Yeah.
Well, I
neither.
watched One Note. One Note was really good.
That was on Netflix, right?
Yeah, I forget. Not the movie. The movie. I watched the animated series, whatever. I don't want to
say cartoon.
I don't want to get on anyone's bad side.
Cartoon, you're offending people.
Yeah. But then they made an animated or a live action one with Willem Dafoe. I couldn't watch more than 10 minutes. It was really, really, really bad.
Was Willem Dafoe bad or was the show bad?
No, he was bad. The whole thing, everything was bad. Maybe he was in a lull in his career. But and then I started watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine because I never saw it before, and now that it's over,
I've never watched that either.
Yeah,
It was actually really funny. It was really funny.
Or so?
Yeah,
right.
I was really surprised. And I only watched it because I started seeing a lot of clips on TikTok of it that I thought were funny. So I was like, all right, maybe I'll watch it, and it actually is really funny. So
that's like one of those shows that I'm sure I tried to watch it, and I was just like,
I can say I've never watched an episode. But I know the premise and what it is.
Sandberg.
Didn't that guy die too recently?
He did. Andre Brower. Yeah.
I liked him.
Yeah.
He was good in movies too.
Was he the captain?
Played a good president.
The captain? Yeah.
He played a good captain, and he was like a good president. That kind of like he had.
He was a detective. The first time I ever saw him in something, I think it was Homicide, the show called Homicide with Giancarlo Esposito. He was
Homicide,
in it too.
Life on the Streets.
Is that with Belzer though? Right?
Yeah, Belzer. I think
Richard
Belzer was in that.
Is he the Mund?
Because that's the one that it crosses over with.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was it. But yeah, I used to watch that with my dad back in the 90s, I guess it was. But
that's 30 years
I know, some freaking old as shit.
So I was born in 1970, and we are closer. My birth to today is further away than my birth to the start of World War I. Isn't that like shitty? Like I heard that the other day, and I was like, "Wow, like,
that is rough."
That really sucks." That
and if Marty McFly goes back today, he's going to 1994.
Yeah, right. I remember I heard that the other day, and I was just like, "So if I was born in 1917 or it's the end of World War I, 1917. If I was born in 1917, in 1970, I'd be 54 years old." And I was like, damn, that sucks because I'm 54 now.
It just makes it feel so much worse that when you go, okay, it's 30 years, like 85 to 55, it was such a drastic time difference. Then 94 to 2024.
I really feel it's, and I know they did Hot Tub Time Machine, but I feel it's almost like if you went from 2015, where Marty McFly went in the future, and you went back, if you went from 2030 back to 2015.
Yeah. What's the difference? Big deal. The iPhone's a little chunkier.
I feel there's been no changes in society since like the
phones this size. Remember when they were getting really small?
Yeah.
You wanted the smaller phone was better.
It was always smaller.
Yeah.
Go smaller. It was funny.
Now it's like a 37-inch screen, and you're like, yeah, it's for my head.
I remember when they started making the iPhones bigger. I'm like, what? Like,
I know.
I don't want the bigger ones.
Now I do.
I used to make fun of people.
I'd rather have like a tablet for my bigness.
Yeah.
I get the Max or whatever it is. So
Max, okay.
See, I don't like it I wish it was a little bit smaller. I like how thin they're becoming thin. They used to be really fat.
And they're starting to be all glass too.
Yeah.
I want the battery just to last forever.
Yeah.
I want to charge it once a month and never have to worry about it.
I just want the whole thing to fit in my back pocket without an inch of it sticking out of my
hate
pocket.
the fact that it fits so nicely in my back pocket now because I'll put it in my back pocket
and then I think I lost it.
And I sit down, I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm like,
I think I lost it. I'm like, oh shit.
Girl pockets, we wouldn't be able to sit on it because our pockets are up higher. Girl pockets and guy pockets are different. Girl pockets. Our pockets are in a different location, so we don't have that problem.
Speaking of band names,
I was just going to ask you, how did you do on your music this week?
And I actually called it up, but I heard someone advertising for their album coming out, and it's Cigarette After Sex is the name of the band. I was like, the most ridiculous.
That sounds like the name of an album.
I was like, that's the most ridiculous. I just heard it on the news the other day. I'm like, Cigarette After Sex. I'm like, what the fuck is that? This was an interesting week. So today I actually had Germ their only album,
Germs.
Yeah,
great.
With Pat Smear from Germs.
I know Pat Smear.
He's on Foo Fighters and Nirvana.
Great album too.
Very good album.
Darby Crash.
What kind of music?
Lexicon Devil.
Okay.
And like
I love the song Lexicon Devil, man. That's so
I don't
good.
even know what I heard. Like I'm sure I've heard them before, but it's a lot of. I mean, it's that like hard punk, like a lot of screaming
But then
and
if
yelling.
you saw him live, it's completely different. It was Darby Crash.
That was okay.
There's a good movie about that too.
Yesterday was Rolling Stones' Beggar's Banquet, which is Sympathy for the Devil starts it off, and there's a song in the middle, Give Me Shelter, or one of those big Rolling Stone songs in the middle. The rest of the album's kind of like,
Yeah.
Like it's no Let It Bleed, it's no Exile on Main Street. Like it just wasn't as good. I mean, I gave it a 4, but I was almost like I'm giving it a 4 because it's Rolling Stones, but I was kind of like, And then I had Sister Sledge, We Are Family, which is that, and Whole, Celebrity Skin.
Oh, the one that that's not the one that
that's not the one Kurt Cobain wrote.
That's the second one. Yeah,
that was after he was already dead.
That's the one whatchamacallit wrote from the Smashing Pumpkins.
Billy Corgan, right?
Oh,
and then I had made the comment before that the worst album I ever heard was the Kid Rock album, Devil Without a Cause or whatever it was. I have now have a new lowest album ever.
Beats Kid Rock, huh?
This album was, as I'm listening to it, I'm like, I fucking hate this person now. This is a person that is world famous, has done 1 million albums. Everybody knows who this person is.
What kind of music is it?
Pop. And
it's a male?
It's a female.
Oh my God! If he says Taylor Swift, we're gonna fight.
It is not Taylor Swift, and everybody loves this.
It's Beyonce.
It's Beyonce.
Oh, is it the Lemonade?
Album Beyonce? And like I have up until the time I heard this album, I honestly have no opinion on Beyonce. I'm just like whatever. Like I don't like her music, and I don't care, but whatever. This album was repugnant. Like
was it the song Surfboard on there?
I don't even know. Every
song has like 30 writers.
Every album was How Great Am I? I am the one album was called Bow Down to Me Bitches, and I'm just like, who the fuck you? I hated listening to the album.
Wow.
As I'm listening to it, I was just like, everything about this person I hate now. I never cared about Beyonce. Now I hate her. Every time I see Beyonce now, I'll just give her the finger. I'll be like, fuck you, I hate you.
Team Taylor.
Yeah.
So
I'm not Team Taylor, but like I like female pop music. Taylor Swift, Adele, Katy Perry. Love Lady Gaga. Like I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with her now because of that album.
Not even her music. It's just her as a person. Yeah.
Every single lyric was just like, how great am I? You must love me because I'm Beyonce. I'm like, what? No.
You know what I would tell her?
Oh my God!
I would tell her to go to Spreaker, download, rate, subscribe, do all those fun
I look
things.
for the button.
It's the exciting new podcast on all our socials, and I'm the Jazoo on Instagram, Jazoo74 over there on Twitter, Jason Hunt on Facebook. I'm Jason.
Gonzo1 on Twitter, Gonzo1970 on Instagram. Fuck you, Beyonce. Come at me, Jay-Z. You agree with me, Jay-Z.
Here comes the Beehive.
I'm Andy.
Dana Caps on TikTok and Twitter. Dana Caps77 on Instagram.
Did she read
Beyonce.
It?
I did. It's right there.
I couldn't tell.
I love you, Beyonce.
A podcast with 4 viewers is going to get Beyonce all riled up.
Listen, I saw we had 10 views on our Midnight Madness on YouTube.
Nice.
Wow.
So I'll keep posting it there.